All right, in this video, so we're going to have a series of multiple videos. I think you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos where I'm chunking, analyzing the graph of polynomials. So we're going to do 5 small videos, and then the 6th video is going to be where we combine it all together. Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about the x and y intercepts of a polynomial. Okay, we're going to talk about what they are, and sometimes they mean something too. Okay, so we're just going to go all into it. All right, and then you'll have some delta math assignments, and I'm going to show you how to do those also. Okay, so an x-intercept, it is where it crosses or touches the x-axis. Okay, it doesn't have to cross, it can just touch it too. Okay, and that's going to mean something in another video when we talk about multiplicities. Okay, it's also called solutions. Okay, your x-intercepts are also your solutions to your polynomial. Then also, with polynomials, you can have real zeros and you can have non-real zeros. Okay, it is very important you notice when a question is asking you real versus not real. Okay, a real solution is where it crosses the x-axis. So how many times when you look at that graph does it cross the x-axis? Those are the number of real solutions. Non-real solutions we're going to talk about when we get to solving polynomials. So non-real solutions, they exist on the imaginary plane, and they're still a solution, they're just not real. Okay? But right now we're going to be focusing on the real. We will not get to the non-real until later. Okay? All right. Y-intercepts. Your y-intercepts are where it crosses the y-axis, okay? Now, if you are in standard form, it's going to be your constant term, okay? But if you don't remember that, you can always just graph it into Desmos, and it's where it just crosses the y-axis, okay? So, I want to state x and y intercepts for these problems, okay? Now, to do this, we are going to use Desmos, okay? And we're going to find those click points. All right, and that's what we're going to do. So let's graph the first one. Go to the Desmos. Okay, so line 1, well, it's not really line 1, so just line y equals, it was negative 8x minus 1 plus 8x squared plus 8x cubed. Okay, I'm kind of zoomed out. Let's go back home. So this is a polynomial graph, and I want to know the x and y intercepts. Your x-intercepts is where it crosses the x-axis, which is right here, the horizontal line. So my x-intercepts are going to be those. Okay, those are my x-intercepts. My y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. So those are my x and y intercepts. Now, do you see how your y-intercept's -1? Who's my constant term? -1. Okay, so that's just a cheat way. I'm not going to go and write these on that page because you can just use it when you go into delta math. Okay, so your other one is going to be y equals -5x minus 9 plus 4x squared plus 5x cubed. All right, so we graphed this one. We're going to have to zoom out a little bit. There we go. So this one only has one x-intercept, which is right there, and then one y-intercept, which is right there. Again, see how my y-intercept's -9? My constant term is also -9. Okay, so I'm not going to do the other two problems. Instead, I'm going to go to delta math, and I'm going to show you the sections you're going to have to do that correlate to this video. Okay, so the first one that correlates to this video is finding y-intercepts of a polynomial. Where's that one at? I just had it. I think it's down here. Here we go. Here we go. Finding, there it is. Finding the y-intercepts. So it's actually what we just did. Now, the reason why I'm doing this one is because I want to show you that it's so important to read your instructions, okay? Because when I've asked you for the y-intercept, I asked you for coordinate form. Well, if you read this one, it says find the y-coordinate. It doesn't want the both coordinates. It just wants the y value for the y-intercept, okay? So you can A, find the constant term. Who's my constant term here? -2. Or you can go to Desmos and just find the y value for this. So when I go to Desmos, I'm going to type this in. Okay. Y equals -2 minus 7x minus 6x squared plus 3x cubed. Find my y-intercept right there. The y value is -2. I go to Delta Math, and I'm going to type in -2. And that's my answer. Okay? So your y-intercept is just where it crosses the y-axis. Now, there's no constant term here. You see that? That's fine. Okay? That just means we need to type this into Desmos and find that y-intercept value. So I'm going to type this into Desmos. Y equals, type it exactly how you see it, parentheses and all, okay? X plus 2 squared, x minus 4, and then x minus 3. Then I forgot to put y equals. I was like, where's it at? Here we go. Y-intercept looks like it's down here. It's really down there, isn't it? There it is, -48. We go to Delta Math, and if I typed it in right, it should be fine. So -48. Done. Okay, so that's your y-intercept one. Now the next section you're going to be doing after this video is going to be determine the number of x-intercepts. So determine the number of x-intercepts. Now, so this one I would just graph. Okay, it wants to know how many x-intercepts are there. So x-intercepts are your real solutions. So how many times does this one cross the x-axis? Okay, so to do that, we have to do the graph. So let's pull up the graph. So we're going to say y equals 5 times 6x plus 1, and then x squared minus 2, and then x squared plus 16. Okay, double check to make sure I typed it in right, and I did. So it wants to know the x-intercepts. Okay, x-intercepts right here. See that? How many are there? There are 3. That's all it wants to know, is how many. It didn't want to know the ones that it was. It just wanted to know how many. So there were 3 of them. It crossed it 3 times. And I'm done. Okay, so that one just wants to know how many there are. That's why it's so important for you to read the instructions. Okay? All right, let's do another one. It says, how many x-intercepts will the function shown below have? Well, let's type it in. X squared plus 4. So we're going to say y equals x squared plus 4. How many? I have none. Does it cross the x-axis? X-axis is right here. It does not cross it, so they are no. There are none. None. Okay? So you can have none. All right. And then the last section you're going to do for here is finding roots from a graph. So you're going to be looking at the graph. So it actually is going to give you the graph, and it wants you to find the roots. But again, read it. It says, what are the real solutions? Okay? So this one wants it in. So when this one says solution, a solution to equation is one answer, right? So it just wants the x values. So what are my solutions? Solutions are where it crosses the x-axis. I have a solution at -4. It crosses at -4. It also crosses at 0. And then it also crosses at 2. And I want to submit my answer. Oh, I forgot. So remember we did this a long time ago when you have multiple solutions, you had to hit the plus sign over here. So I have another solution at 0, plus sign for another solution, and that's 2. My bad. I realized it after I had to submit. All right, let's do another one. So how many times does this touch or cross the x-axis? I got one spot right here, and I got one spot right there. So I have 2. So I'm going to hit the plus sign and get my 2. One solution is -8. And the other solution is +1. Okay? And that's all you do for that. So that's going to be it for x and y intercepts. We're going to come back and talk about degrees.